Welcome to Week 2, Lecture 3. Lecture 3 continues the discussion on individual differences as perceived and attributed by managers. This lecture introduces motivational theories and how we relate organizational behavior. We begin the lesson with perceptions. Perceptions are how we view the world. It relates to how we interpret information about other people. Perception is important to the manager because whether or not the manager knows a person, what mood the manager may be in, and how the manager sees himself or herself all have an impact on the type of culture, negative or positive, is maintained. While there are many barriers that interfere with positive perceptions, we will focus on the most notable and the impact that negative perceptions have on organizational culture. Stereotyping is evaluating individuals based on their demographic characteristics or their affiliation with a particular group. The halo effect is evaluating an individual based on one good quality. The individual may have negative habits, but the manager chooses to generalize that all characteristics are positive. Projection, or just like me era, is when managers make decisions based on similarities between an individual's character and that of the manager. Selective perception is when managers see what they want to see, ignoring information that is contrary to their own viewpoints. Attribution theory is the process of finding reasons or attributing a cause of the behavior of the manager or others. Let's discuss the two eras that affect this process. The fundamental attribution era is the tendency to attribute internal causes to one's behavior. Self-serving bias is attributing our achievements to internal factors and failures to external causes, and not taking on the responsibility for ourselves. Our discussion will now move into the role of motivational theories. Motivation is the energy that causes individuals to act. Motivation is needs-driven, goals-driven, and its strength is based on the situation. This means that individuals are motivated when they have a need or reason to act. Motivation theories attempt to explain and predict behavior. This is easier said than done because it is difficult because most times it is difficult to narrow down all the possible variables that affect motivation. Managers must seek to understand how to respond to employees' needs in order to maintain a positive environment and achieve peak performance. Early motivational theorists were of the opinion that people were motivated by self-interest and material gain, or extrinsic motivation, or by emotional needs, or intrinsic motivation. Let's begin our discussion with some well-known needs theorists. Abraham Maslow developed a 5-category hierarchy of needs. Maslow's hierarchy of needs, which is a pyramid-shaped model that includes both lower-order needs and higher-order needs. He believed that people's motivational needs are hierarchical, which means the needs are ranked from lowest to highest. Maslow suggested that individuals work to satisfy lower-level needs first, beginning with physiological needs, which are air, water, food, and shelter. Of course, these basic or low-level needs are necessary for survival. Once the basic needs are considered satisfied to a point where they're no longer the main focus, a person is then motivated to move to the security needs. Security needs include feeling of being safe and secure. Once again, after these needs have been sufficiently met, a person advances to the need of belongingness. The need of belongingness includes the need to be loved and to interact or socialize with others. As you can see, satisfying each need takes a person or motivates a person to tackle the next level. The higher order needs include self-esteem or self-worth or recognition and self-actualization, fulfillment, a sense of achievement. In other words, once a person deals with what I call the general challenges that all people face, the focus turns to individual capabilities and realizing a person's full potential. Maslow believed the higher level needs of self-actualization could only be reached after satisfying the 4 lower and mid-level needs. Douglas McGregor studied Maslow's hierarchy of needs to better understand motivation and how to manage people in a work environment. From his assessment, he formed 2 groups based on Maslow's lower order and higher order of needs. He called these Theory X and Theory Y. Theory X assumed employees attempting to satisfy physiological needs and safety and security needs do as little work as possible. These employees have no ambition and do not want responsibility. According to McGregor, Theory Y employees work to satisfy social needs, esteem needs, and self-actualization needs. Theory Y employees, says McGregor, accept responsibilities and have the capability to work hard to satisfy organizational goals. Clayton Alderfer also studied Maslow's hierarchy of needs and decided that Maslow did not get his needs theory quite right. Alderfer saw human needs in 3 categories: existence, relatedness, and growth. Alderfer classified Maslow's physiological and safety needs in the existence need category. He viewed Maslow's social needs in a relatedness category, and he viewed Maslow's self-actualization and esteem needs as a growth need category. The final motivational need theory that we will discuss is McClelland's need theory. McClelland's need theory focuses on personality. He categorized individual motives into 3 groups: those with a need for achievement, for power, and a need for affiliation. McClelland theorized that some individuals would have a high need, some with moderate need, and some with a low need for achievement, power, and affiliation. Individuals with the need for achievement focus on doing a better job, seek responsibility, to work to progress in their careers. They want monetary rewards for feedback on how they are doing. They set realistic, moderately difficult goals and tasks, and they want feedback. Individuals with a need for power want to control and influence other people as well as be responsible for them. They want to control resources, gain positions of authority and status. They want to make a positive impact by building their name and reputation. Individuals with a need for affiliation want to establish friendly warm relationships with other people. McClellan believed, depending on the level of need, whether it's high, moderate, or low, each had different implications on an individual's behavior. In other words, people acted or conducted themselves differently depending on their individual needs. Now, Frederick Hertzberg took a different approach to researching individual needs. Hertzberg focused his research on experiences that satisfied or dissatisfied people in the workplace. Hertzberg's two-factor theory, also called the motivation hygiene theory, described motivators or intrinsic factors as challenging work, achievement, and recognition. These produce job satisfaction. According to Hertzberg, hygiene and extrinsic factors such as pay, status, and fringe benefits produce dissatisfaction. Motivation factors are intrinsic to the individual and includes growth, achievement, increased responsibility, and challenging work. Hygiene factors are extrinsic to the individual. They include compensation, work conditions, and management practices. Hertzberg argued that as a hygiene factor, money is not always a motivator. It will prevent individuals from being dissatisfied, but it will not lead to satisfaction. Other motivational theories sought to explain what moved people or employees into action include the expectancy theory, which is the expectation that effort will lead to performance and performance will lead to a valued reward. The equity theory, which is how employees perceive how fairly they are being treated compared to others in the organization. The goal-setting theory, which suggests that behavior is regulated by our values and goals. A goal is what we want to accomplish, and a value creates the desire for us to reach those goals. Reinforcement theory suggests rewards and punishment influence behavior. Reinforcement is an attempt to increase desired behavior in an employee. By contrast, punishment and extinction is used to control undesirable behavior. Managing others in a workplace setting is a responsibility not to be taken lightly. Managers must consider several factors that influence individual behaviors, such as attitudes, perceptions, personality, and motivation. We learned in this lesson that the challenge of understanding human behavior, specifically as it relates to the workplace, demands a commitment from the manager to get to know each employee and to get to know what motivates each employee. Not taking time to learn and appreciate individual differences could signal a company's eventual disaster. I encourage you to review the supplemental material found in Classroom 2, Week 2 on Blackboard.